October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so we have holistic sober coach and founder of Whole and Well, Amy C. Willis, here on the couch with us with more on how alcohol affects breast cancer. And we were just saying this is a link that it completely makes sense once you think about it, but isn't always something that people think about.
Yes, exactly, which is why I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because alcohol is everywhere. Yep. It's socially and culturally encouraged, and a lot of people just don't have all the information to make an informed decision about their bodies and the risk that's involved.
But what is the relationship between the two?
Yeah, so we know that alcohol is causally linked to breast cancer as well as 6 other types of cancer. It was classified as a carcinogen, a group 1 carcinogen in 1988, so we've known for a while, by the International Agency for Research on Cancer. And we know that as of 2020, the IARC said that there were about 2.26 million new cases of breast cancer, and of those, 100,000 were caused by alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah. So again, you know, that might not seem like a huge amount, but if we knew more, we could likely prevent more cases that are caused by alcohol.
That's an incredible number, and that's the increased risk for people who consume alcohol for breast cancer specifically?
Yes, yeah, and so, you know, when we're talking about risk, anybody born female, the baseline risk of developing breast cancer is about 12%, which is based off the Canadian statistic of 1 in 8 women will likely develop breast cancer in her lifetime. And of course, as you add alcohol to that, the risk increases. So there have been a variety of studies done on the relationship between drinking and breast cancer, and what we know from that information is for every standard drink that we're consuming daily, so let's say 1 drink a day, 7 drinks a week, our increased risk of breast cancer goes up by 14%. So if you're drinking 2 drinks a day or 14 drinks a week, that goes up to 28%. So it's really important to know that there is risk involved with every drink that you have. Every drink matters. The more you drink, the more your risk goes up, and conversely, the less you drink, you're reducing your risk.
Those are some staggering numbers.
Yeah.
What can we do to reduce that risk?
Absolutely. So looking at reducing your alcohol consumption, of course. Last year, the Canadian Centre on Substance Use and Addiction released updated low-risk drinking guidelines, which say that, you know, to stay in that low-risk range, no more than 1 to 2 standard drinks per week is recommended. So I would say the starting point is know what your risk is. Know how much you're drinking, know what a standard drink is, and for anybody who's interested in reducing, taking a break. Like, it's Sober October. Lots of people are pressing pause on alcohol consumption. I'm actually running a Sober October challenge for women in my private Facebook group. It's the Whole and Well Sober Collective. If anybody's interested in joining, they can. But that's a great way. That's a great way to reduce the risk and also start to feel better and notice the positive impacts of eliminating alcohol. As
a sober coach, what kind of programs do you offer that might help people with this?
Yeah, so something like this challenge, it's free, anybody can join. I also do private coaching. I also do group coaching, depending on the need and how people want to get support and be cared for. Yeah.
I love the idea of a challenge, because then even people who aren't necessarily committed to staying fully sober all the time get a little bit of a taste of it, and you can see how it incorporates into your habits and things like that in your daily life.
Absolutely.
Why is it so important to talk about this link?
Well, awareness levels are low. So the World Health Organization published an article earlier this year where they did an overview of awareness level studies on the relationship between alcohol and breast cancer. And from those studies, we know that only about 20 to 30% of us know about that relationship, which means 70 to 80 don't. And alcohol is everywhere. We're socially encouraged to drink. It's very accepted. And knowing that risk so that you can actually make an informed decision about your body and your health is really important.
Oh, it's so important. We were just saying again that, you know, it wasn't something I was necessarily aware of, even though it makes complete sense once you talk about it.
Yes.
Where do we get your information? If people want to reach out to get help, how do they do so?
Yeah, so anybody can find me on Instagram. My handle is Ms. Amy C. Willis. I'm also on Facebook. I have that private Facebook group, the Whole and Well Sober Collective, and people can also reach out through my website, which is wholeandwell.com.
Amazing. Yeah. What kind of information do they need to provide if they want to get help from you as well?
It would really just be, you know, an introductory conversation, like what they're interested in doing, how they want to get there, what their goals are, and then we can figure out if I'm the best person to help them with that.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. We'll get all of that up on our website as well. We'll have more Morning Live for you coming up right after this.